Hi, my name is Sylvia, and this is a second out of the series related to the International Women's Day. I decided to make this actually the International Women's Month, and I prepared for you four videos. One you have could already have seen, and then the second one, which is this one, and then it's about relationships. So, we are going to talk about relationships with your loved ones, with your friends, with your family, with your neighbors, like any type of relationship, right? So, I put together 7 tips, 7 things that you can actually apply in your life, and I hope that you will find them useful. And if you have any other comments, just let me know below. Right, so let's get started. The first one is about speaking up and being vulnerable in the relationship. I'm sure that you agree that the more we want the relationship, the more we show up and the more we care, and then we also more speak up. So the concept about being vulnerable, about showing up and sharing the truth yourself, not talking only about the things that are easy or popular, but really talking about the difficult things, are actually one of those things that will help and improve the connection and your relationships. The second thing is spend more quality time with your connections, right? So I know a lot of people like texting. I love texting too, but really for the deepest connection, the face-to-face contact, the physical contact is the most important. When you really sit next to each other, you feel, you can have all the senses are alert, you really can focus and listen to what the other person is saying. And I think this is critical in order to build the deep connections that you want. And so if you are a bit if you can't, obviously these days we have in a pandemic, so it's not really possible for everyone. And so in this case I recommend to do more of the video camera. So give it a try from time to time, in addition to the texting and calling and voice messages. At the video, even though you don't feel the best, your hair is not the best, or you're feeling a little bit tired, don't worry. I mean, if you care about the connection, I believe that the other person will understand. And I think they will appreciate the fact that you put another extra effort, and that you wanted actually connect with them via the camera. So the other one is about listening actively. And this is a big one. This is about monologuing. I call it monologuing. It happened to me many times, actually recently on the dating scene, when there was when one person, basically the concept is like this, like one person is talking and the other person then waits for their moment to speak up, and then the person is talking again. So they are not really connecting, because it sounds and looks like they are both monologuing, like it's like two streets, two roads next to each other. There is no connection at all. So what I suggest is that when one of the persons stop talking, ask question, reiterate what they have said, basically show the interest in what they have to say. And excuse me. And this way you can build also deeper connection with the person. So the next one, the next one is about this one is a big one. That's the fourth one. It's about believing that you can be and have right to be in amazing relationship, not a mediocre, not an like usual, casual, common, average. No, like you can really have amazing relationships. You have the right to have these. And I know the society and your family and basically the place where you are and you've worked or lived with obviously formed your beliefs about how the relationship work. However, if you like to be more ambitious, or if you really like to see more depth in the relationships, like get more resources, get some help, learn how to upgrade, even I would say upgrade the relationships to another level, so that you really feel connected. You deserve to feel connected, you know. Life, that, as Esther Perel says, you know, the quality of life is measured by the quality of our relationships. So believe that you are worthy of amazing relationships. The next one, it's about being intentional. And by being intentional, I mean that, for example, before you have a conversation with someone, try to think like, what is the outcome of this discussion? Like, what the other person may need from me, or how can I help this person, or what can be something that would actually bring us more together, right? So have a little bit of planning, like more idea, like think about it a little bit in advance, so that it's not always like spontaneous and like the first thing that comes to your mind, which is great as well, and it's also part of the relationships. But have a little bit of planning there, because it will also show the other person that you care, that you have thought before, and then again that would build more into the bank, as you can say, right? That it will build and add more to the bank of the relationship, or money pot, if you like. And we have two more. So the next one is be present when you speak with the person. However, be also aware of how much you speak. And here what I would like to say is that if you, for example, have in 1 hour and one person speaks 50 minutes and the other person 10 minutes, that's probably not the best ratio. I mean, maybe you agree on this in advance, which is great. But if you don't agree, I believe that the other person that spoke like 10 minutes may feel actually neglected and not really important in that discussion and conversation. So by being present, I mean really show that you care, listen, don't just prepare the answer, you know, and don't wait, as I said before, like just for your turn. Be present, really let the person talk, really like, you know, bite your tongue and just don't, when the person stops, especially I think women have this, you know, we like to take stops, to make pauses, we like to think about what we want to say, and many times this gives an opportunity for other people to jump in. And you can actually, this is a bit of digression, and you can actually see this in the meetings, like at work. And if you like to read about this more, Mel Robbins has a great video or article about this. And it's really about not allow, even though you are present, you let, by being present means that you wait for the person to stop talking. At the same time, you also keep in mind the time, right? So this requires a little bit of skill, and I'm sure that you are doing good there. If you need any help or any and if you have any questions about that, just let me know. And the last one, we have the last one, which is about keeping the harmony and letting go when the time comes. So there is no like really like proportion, like how much, now I'm talking about the romantic relationships. So there is no really like a proportion of time, how much you need to spend time with on your own and with your partner, right? Some people say 50-50, some people say 80-20, you know, the Pareto rule, they also imply it in their relationship. I think it's very individual and depends on your agreement. And if you don't know where to start, just start with some proportion of time you spend on your own and with the partner, and then you will see how it evolves over the time. And of course, the last thing is not the easiest one, and that's when the relationship is really not working, or you see that it's tough, it's hard, you know, you are feeling very tired and it's consuming all your energy, talk, speak up. Again, you know, we talk about the point one. Speak up, take the time, discuss it with the other person, and or go to a therapist, marriage counselor, really seek for the help. Because remember all the time that you have, and money and other resources that you invested in the relationship, right? So it would be really it will be just if you just break up like that, or leave immediately. I think it will be without any discussion and support. I think it could be um, premature perhaps, and you want to give the other person a chance to also go back to you and explain their position. So but when the time is right, and when you really did everything that you could and the relationship is not really going the way you want, you just have to let it go, and focus on other relationships that you have. And as sad as it is, this is part of your life. As I said at the beginning, relationships are changing over the time as we grow, as we change a place where we live, where we work. So they're evolving with us, and they are great. Like, they are the best teachers of our lives. So I'd like to wish you to have fantastic and fabulous and deep relationships, despite the pandemic that we have. Do as much as you can to connect, to really form those amazing connections. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, let me know. And I look forward to speaking and seeing you on the next video, which is about spirituality and mental health. Cheers and thank you.